Okay, so I just finished watching the season finale of Doctor Who Season 2, The Reality War. The Rani is trying to release Omega from his tomb. And they keep repeating, like the day keeps repeating, because it's May the 24th, it keeps repeating May the 23rd, and it's repeated hundreds and hundreds of times. And it's because each time it repeats, the layer between this world and whatever other antimatter dimension is below, and it gets weaker and weaker every time. So the Doctor is falling to his death when a door opens from the Time Hotel, which was a episode of Doctor Who, and someone saves him. And they show him, they say to him, this has happened hundreds and hundreds of times, and whatever, and it will keep happening until he is released from his tomb. The Time Hotel still has the normal, real reality, because everyone's minds were like tricked into thinking they were in some reality that they were never even part of. And this Poppy actually is the Doctor and her kid. It was created from like a wish, and it was sort of their memories and stuff tied together, because apparently the Doctor can't have kids. And this kid was sort of like an impossible child. And he actually was, like Poppy was actually the Doctor's kid. So that's really weird. The Rani ends up opening the tomb, and here comes Omega. But Omega is massive, and he is literally some decayed sort of zombified skeleton thing, and he's been trapped in this this weird world, other universe thing for so long. He is like become a god. He has like sort of created himself to become a god, and he calls himself the god of time. This is kind of the weakest thing ever. Omega picks up the bi-generated version of the Rani and eats her, while Mrs. Flood, the original version of the Rani, is still there, and she uses like a time bracelet and completely disappears, so she's gone now, so she's still alive somewhere. And the Doctor just grabs his thing off the clock, which he used to place in each of these different timelines to sort of create a link so he could get back home, and he like shoots the energy out of that into him and sends him back into his tomb. So he's trapped again. And it's like the dumbest thing ever. Like, he literally doesn't even like come out fully or do anything. Like, it's kind of really dumb. Like, it's a very weak villain. I don't really understand what the hell the point of that was. Ruby then teleports up to the tower where the baby is, like this god of wishes, and she wishes for the fucking Conrad to be happy, and then she wishes for everything to go back to normal. So everything starts like disappearing and whatever, and everything sort of just goes back to normal, and everyone remembers and everyone's fine again. But because like realities and stuff were shattered, there are little differences now. There are tiny little differences in the world, and their baby, Poppy, completely vanishes, and they don't remember who Poppy is, and they think that Poppy doesn't exist anymore. So Ruby is the only one who remembers who Poppy is, and she tries to convince the Doctor, you've saved so many one of us, you've saved all of us in this room, and you have to believe me that Poppy is real. And the Doctor is like, he realizes that there's things that are still wrong in the universe because of this weird like crack in time that happened. So he goes into the TARDIS and he uses regeneration energy. He forces himself to regenerate, to use regeneration energy to sort of reset the universe and make everything back to the same like it was before. He doesn't regenerate straight away. He just uses some of his energy, and he goes back onto Earth to see what happened. And Belinda actually has Poppy as her real kid. Not a wish, not a memory. He like he like reset the universe, and pretty much she always had a kid now. Like, she's always had a kid now because the Doctor changed everything. So ever since she started traveling with the Doctor, she actually did have Poppy, and she's actually married to some guy, and they actually have Poppy together. So Poppy is actually now her real kid. So the Doctor has now changed the universe even more, and now it actually is her real kid. So, the Doctor says goodbye to her. and Poppy, and says that you'll see me again one day, but not with this face. He goes into his TARDIS and goes in the middle of space, opens up the door, and goes, "I'm never alone when I'm with you, joy to the world." And that was and you just see a star. It's like the reference to the Disney special, Joy to the World, where that woman sort of became a star. So he's watching her, and then, boom, he regenerates. And his new face is Rose, or Billie Piper. Rose was the first companion of the Christopher Eccleston Doctor back in the season 1 of the New Who series, which Rose was my first companion. That was the companion that I first came to New, because never seen the original series, so that was my first companion. It was spoiled a lot. I already knew that, before I watched this episode, there were spoilers everywhere, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Another interesting thing that happened is when the Doctor was using his regenerating abilities, fucking Jodie Whittaker, or the 13th Doctor, I'm pretty sure, she actually came and visited. Like, she was there. She came back, and she was, like, from her reality or something, because reality was tearing, and she actually came through. And she had, like, a little cameo in there. And that was actually really cool. I was so surprised to see her. I didn't even realise that she was going to be in it. That was really cool. The first line of the new Doctor is, "Oh, hello," and that's it. So I've actually read theories, and also I actually picked it up as well. In the credits, they always say, introducing this person as the Doctor. It just says, introducing Billie Piper. That's it. It doesn't say introducing Billie Piper as the Doctor. So, I actually did hear another theory as well. I think that David Tennant's bi-generated Doctor and them and Billie Piper, they might combine into one person to create the new Doctor. That's what I think as well. That's what I reckon as well. Because yeah, she wasn't credited as the Doctor. I'm actually pretty excited for the next series. I don't know what's going to happen next series, but it's going to be very interesting because Mrs. Flood, which is the Rani, she's still alive, and this weird Billie Piper stuff. David Tennant's still out there somewhere. So who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. But yeah, this was still a pretty good season. I feel like a lot of it was spoiled though, because sometimes I didn't get to the episode straight away as soon as it came out because I was busy, and a lot of it was spoiled. That was just a problem. But still, other than that, it was still a good series, and I'm very excited for the next series. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this series and what you expect next season. And yeah. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of my new videos. I personally picked out these for you here, and I think you'll really enjoy them. So yes, have a good rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next video.